Hello students. In this video I wanted to go over choosing a college major and career with you as part of your career project. And within it I'll cover the job search, creating a resume and cover letter, and applying. So there are some specific places you might want to look for jobs. There are some websites that specialize in just kind of a general catch-all for jobs, such as LinkedIn, Career Builder, Monster, those kind of websites. And then there are websites that are field specific. So if you're looking for a job that's in journalism, or that's in the tech field, or maybe as a teacher or a nurse, those kind of jobs you might need to visit specific sites for, or even specific counties, because jobs for public school teacher for Orange County or Lake County, you might have to go to their specific county websites. But I encourage you to look at more than one place when you're looking for jobs. Here are some career websites, and you can go to these if you're looking. Like I said, some of them are specialized, like Media Bistro and Dice.com specialize in media fields, journalism, that kind of thing. And really, from what I've heard anecdotally from people and from research, so many great jobs have come by way of networking. And whether that's networking through social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, those kind of things, or face-to-face networking, which is really superior, and then keeping those contacts going through LinkedIn and those other sites. But I know people who have said, yeah, I didn't know that this job offer would come from this time I volunteered with this organization. But just putting yourself out there and trying to get yourself involved, maybe make it a personal goal that once every 6 months or even once a year I'm going to volunteer with an organization, volunteer my time that I might want to work at when I'm older, or at least in that field. Because when you're going around looking for references too for jobs, I've had students come back to me after they've graduated from UCF and they say, oh, Miss Reitz, I know I had you 4 years ago, but I've been in these classrooms with 300 students now. I don't know any of my professors, and you're the last one that I really had any interaction with. Would you write a letter of recommendation for me? And I'm happy to do that. Usually they wouldn't come to me if they were not a good student anyway. But sometimes it's hard for me to remember specifics to put in the letter of recommendation. And certainly if they're applying to be, an architect or something, a letter from their freshman English teacher, although not bad, I'm sure, doesn't hold as much weight as a letter from someone in their field would. So just thinking about potentially the networking you might want to do, because eventually you're going to need letters of reference, letters of recommendation from people. Almost all jobs and graduate schools require those types of things, so it's not a bad thing to keep on your mind. So you might want to open another tab and pause this video. Sorry, my email's going off there. And pause this video and go look at Career Builder right now. Go look at monster.com or some website that interests you, and just see, is there anything out there that looks appealing to you? That looks like it might be a good fit for you. If not now, maybe it's your first semester in college and all the prospective jobs in your field would require a college degree or even a graduate degree. So don't feel like this has to be a job that you could, apply for today, but is there anything that looks appealing to you? If you're not finding any jobs for entry-level positions, maybe a lot of them say, 5 years minimum required experience or something like that, you might try searching job sites that cater to younger people and recent college graduates, such as Career Rookie or U-Turn, things like that. And I'm sorry that maybe I'll include this PowerPoint also as an attachment, just so you can have all these links already if you want to click on them. So try to search those Websites we just mentioned, just pick one, either Career Rookie or U-Turn, so you can Google them since you can't click on that link. And just go there and see if there's anything that pops up for you. And I'm just going to keep going because you could pause me if you need to. It's not like in real life where I have to wait. There's also a website called Glassdoor.com. Oh my goodness, my email. Glassdoor.com, where they're really looking at what are the best companies to work for. So maybe you're in a place where there are a lot of companies, like we live in, Orlando, and so what is Orlando known for? Tourism. So maybe you're interested in looking at hotels. Maybe you want to specialize in hospitality, and you're thinking, I want to know what the best hotel chain is to work for. So you might look up different hotel chains and see which one has the best ratings. Do people say they have good benefits? Do people say they have good pay? Those kind of things. And so go ahead and try and search Glassdoor.com right now and just see if there's anything. Try to browse companies in your career field and see if anything pops up that looks appealing to you. I talked before about social networking and personal networking and how important those can be in terms of getting a good job. And really that is, when I think about the jobs that I've had, there are jobs I had to go and apply for, and I did have to apply for every job I've had actually, but first I got my foot in the door because someone recommended me for it. So even I remember teaching at UCF, we all taught as graduate teaching assistants, but through relationships and the people I worked with, when an opening came up for a full-time position, there was someone whispering in someone else's ear saying, hey, Danielle's worked really hard for us. Hey, she's a good worker. Why don't we see what she has to offer? Or when there was a research position offered, and people were looking for research assistants, there was someone I had worked with in another class, and, he recommended me to another professor. And so you never know, I guess my point is, you never know where job offers are going to come from. So always be on your best behavior, at least when you're operating in your prospective career field. Be careful about what you post on Facebook. I mean, the internet is forever, right? And more companies are Googling prospective employees before they hire them or give them a job offer or things like that. And if they don't like what they see, then, you're out of luck there. So if you do things that you think might be questionable, maybe you like to go have a good time and on the weekend and Instagram it up, maybe don't use your real name on Instagram so that you can't be found, or just don't document it because, it all comes back. So examine your social media accounts. Even the idea that, I know it's the internet, and even as an English teacher, I'm kind of like footloose and fancy free when it comes to grammar, mechanics, things like that. But a prospective job employer might not look at it that way. And so some posts that might work is, maybe especially if it's LinkedIn or something like that, show your interests. Do you enjoy, maybe you want to be a physical therapist, show your interest in nutrition and health and post things that are relevant to your field. Share who you are.